The Twisted Tuesday Halloween edition has begun. The pins, the players, the hustlers, the people of Piston, and everybody else in between along for the ride on the Halloween edition, the World Series edition of the Late Night Anger Management class. Let's rock and motherfucking roll. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. NFL trade deadline day. Donnie Rightside, a big man on campus, will join us. And as I stated earlier, you want to get scared, we're going to South Philly. We're going to South Philly here this evening. World Series baseball. I'm scared right now because my Los Angeles Dodgers can't hit Justin Verlander. Why so motherfucking serious? Yeah, we figured we'd have a little fun. Halloween style here, but it's very, very difficult to breathe. It's very, I know. Somebody said, who's going to be the first one to say it? Put the mask back on. Put the mask back on. We appreciate you joining us here this evening. Twisted Tuesday has begun. I don't know how much you could hear here in the intro. Settle down, Ray. I like you, Ray, but come on. Yeah, this thing's motherfucking suffocating. This thing's suffocating. So yeah, Halloween edition of the program. And we've scored quite a bit of Halloween candy, actually, in my front lobby. Every time I've come in and out. Every time I've come in and out of my building, I keep on grabbing whatever's there. You know what? I haven't had these Starburst in a long time. Very, very good. Starburst is good stuff. And I've got my favorite here. Skittles. Skittles. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd rather just do the whole show. I'd rather just do the whole show like this, to be honest with you. I think this is cooler. And let's be real. The Joker's better looking than I am. This is what it's come to. Like if you were right now, if you're on the internet, you stumbled upon this show, how would you not stop right now? How would you not stop? Of course you would stop. You'd say, what the fuck, man? The Joker's talking about the World Series and the NFL trade deadline. I didn't even know there was an NFL trade deadline. Yeah, so big man on campus going to join us. Donnie Rightside going to join us. Like I said, they're going to take time out of booking the parade. Eagle fans, they really think they've won the Super Bowl already. We're not even in the week 8 yet. we're not even halfway through the season. Well, I guess, yeah, technically we're in a week 8, but teams are hitting a halfway point here. And I know it really upsets Big Man when we call him a homer, but he really is a homer when it comes to the Eagles. He's a big fan. Like I saw today, somebody tweeted him and said, hey, how about a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl? He's like, the Bills aren't making the Super Bowl. Yeah, like the Eagles are. Like I said, we're halfway through. I'm not going to dispute it. The Eagles are the best team in football right now. Yet, by how much, I don't know. Are the Eagles better than the Kansas City Chiefs? Are they better than the New England Patriots? Are they better than the Pittsburgh Steelers? The Eagles are right there with the top tier teams right now. Eagle fans want you to believe that they're Alabama and everybody else fucking blows. Speaking of which, we got the college football playoff rankings released. A lot of people are going to make a big deal about these rankings, but they don't mean anything. The first four is never the final four. I have a hard time reading the chat, but I can. I can. Yeah, so don't think you can talk shit in there. I actually wore this in a casino once, and it didn't last very long. I'll tell you that much. It was on Halloween. Oh. That's not easy. Yeah, the Lucha Libre masks, though, aren't fucking thick-ass fucking cotton like this. That's the difference. That's the fucking difference. All right, playtime's over. Too stuffy in here. Yeah, too stuffy in here. So yeah, all kidding aside, yeah, Big Man on Campus and Donnie Rightside will both join us at the same time. So it's gonna be a lot of Eagles smack talk going on, no doubt. And listen, you can't argue with the Eagles. You can't argue with what the Eagles did today. There's no way. There's no way you could say that the Eagles are a worse team right now because they have Ajayi. They're not. That's the thing with all these deals. And we'll go through each deal. That's the thing with all these deals. Are the Philadelphia Eagles a better football team right now? You can't say they're not. I think the Philadelphia Eagles have a legitimate – listen, they already had – to me, the thing with the Eagles is their offense was fine. First we heard the rumors about them wanting to get Calvin Johnson. And now they go with the running back. I thought that their offense is fine. Yet, as Dave Malinsky brought up earlier today when we were talking on Fantasy Sports Network, that they don't think that they think Blunt can't make it all the way through the season. I think it gives them a nice 1-2 punch right now. Ajayi could be the home run guy, and LeGarrette Blunt will be inside the 10 and the red zone, sort of smash it in guy. So the Philadelphia Eagles are better than they were. I think the Eagles would have been better off getting Dwayne Brown than Ajayi, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm not going to. The Eagles are a dangerous football team. Eagles are a dangerous football team that added a good football player, Ajayi. I think the Seattle move is the biggest one. Look, Seattle are already a dangerous football team. Say what you will about Seattle and their offensive line this and their issues, their secondary's aging, they can't run the football and all that type of stuff. Yeah, it's all true, but they find ways to win football games. And then, Russell Wilson finds a way. And then basically you get into the playoffs and it's only 2 or 3 games. And no one wants to play these guys in the playoffs. I'm not so sure Philadelphia would be able to go into Seattle and beat them in an NFC Conference Championship game. But I think Seattle would have a chance going into Philadelphia. And Big Man's going to say, oh, you're hating on the Eagles and stuff. And I'm not hating on the Eagles, but The Eagles have never done it before. They made it to one Super Bowl once. That was a long time ago. So there's not like a track record of, they're locked in. And in fact, there's a track record of disappointment in their franchise history, similar to the Buffalo Bills. So, I'm not ready to anoint them. It's like Dennis Green said, you want to crown their ass? Crown their ass. I'm not ready to crown anybody yet. We haven't even played 8 games. Some teams. Or, we're at the halfway mark, some teams. So it's still too early to be handing out the hardware right now. And it's interesting because earlier in the day, the books took the futures down. And, now they're reposted, and there really hasn't been that much of a difference. The New England Patriots were favored to win. And it's funny. Remember last night we were talking about Colin Kaepernick going to New England, and today a lot of people fell for it. Fake Adam Schefter on Twitter. Got to look for that blue check, man. What kind of dickhead wants to be the fake Adam Schefter anyways? Who wants to be the real Adam Schefter? Well, he does probably make quite a bit of money. The Patriots were the favorites this morning, and the Patriots are the favorites right now. They didn't move. The Patriots were plus 350 in the morning. Now they're like plus 375. The Eagles have moved like $1, essentially. The Eagles were plus 600 before Ajayi. Now they're plus 500 to win the Super Bowl. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now the third choice. What's interesting to me is the Seattle Seahawks have dropped since picking up Dwayne Brown, which makes 0 sense. And the thing with Dwayne Brown is he's going to make guys around him better. He's getting a little older, but he's still going to make guys around him better. It's a confidence thing. So as it is now, the Patriots are plus 375. The Eagles are plus 500. Pittsburgh Steelers plus 700. Kansas City Chiefs 8-1. Seahawks 9-1. Minnesota Vikings 16-1. Saints 16-1. Falcons 20-1. Rams 20-1. It tells you how open this thing is. The Buffalo Bills are 28-1 to win the Super Bowl right now. I'm a lifelong Buffalo Bill fan, and I might bet a couple of bucks on this if you gave me 280-1. 28-1. Bills couldn't win the fucking Super Bowl when they had like 5 Hall of Famers. Now, the Bills aren't winning the Super Bowl. And I'm an ardent Bills fan, but Bills aren't winning the Super Bowl this year. They can make the playoffs, but even that, there's a lot of work to do. That's the thing, people. I don't know. Like, I guess it's a new era. Millennials. I don't know what it is. Society's different. We all judge things quicker. I'm guilty of it. But like I remember the old days. Like you're at this point. You're like, fuck. We're halfway through the season. Doesn't mean nothing means anything yet. It seems like in today's day and age, we want to anoint everybody the best. Oh, yeah, this, and this going to happen. And very, very similar situation to the college football rankings. The first 4 is never the final 4. And people always get their fucking panties in a bunch about the first 4 rankings, like they are tonight, when ultimately, man, there's a shitload of football left. We're not even in November yet, and all these conference championship games are December the 5th or the first Saturday of December, whatever it is. December 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever it falls on. Georgia being ranked ahead of Alabama. Does it really fucking matter? Does it really matter right now? The fact is, listen, Georgia's played a tougher schedule than Alabama has. The difference being that Alabama played Florida State. And Georgia played Notre Dame. And Georgia's got to win against another team in the top 4 right now. So if you're unaware of the rankings, Georgia Bulldogs are ranked number 1. Alabama number 2. Notre Dame number 3. And the Clemson Tigers number 4. So if the playoffs started this weekend, those are the playoffs. It would be Georgia versus Clemson and Notre Dame versus Alabama in the playoffs right now. Those would be the matchups. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Yeah, exactly, Larry. Instant classic, best of. All of it's tossed around pretty loosely. Listen, I was guilty of it the other night. Although that really was an awesome fucking baseball game. But yeah, we're in that era right now where, we judge everything very quickly. Yeah, like what does it matter if Alabama's number 2 right now? They're not losing anyway. So, it's like Georgia. It's like let the kids have their fucking candy, whatever. And if anything, this is just going to piss Alabama off. Like, it's the last thing you want to do is upset these guys, but now you're just upsetting them. LSU's like, oh, fuck, really? We were already in tough. Now we got to go in here, when these guys are all pissed off. Saban, and Saban's the type of guy to use this stuff. Saban's not the type of guy to care. I guarantee you Nick Saban liked this. I guarantee you Nick Saban saw that and said, oh, perfect, fuck. Perfect. He can come in now tomorrow morning and say to the kids, look, we're not even number 1 in the country. Fuck, you guys suck. Georgia's better than us. You guys, what is this? You guys, and he's going to use this big time. I guarantee what he'll do, actually, in all actuality, he'll be sarcastic tomorrow during the press conference. He'll be like, I don't know, I guess we're terrible. People often compare Belichick to Saban and Saban to Belichick, but Nick Saban is by far the nicer dude between the two of them. Like, Bill Belichick really is a dick. Yeah, Nick Saban's actually pretty funny and stuff. Like, if you, I don't know why, but I seem to watch a lot of his press conferences for some reason. For a boring guy, I'm like, oh, Alabama's presser's on. Let me check it out. I check the highlights out, Feinbaum or whatever. The SEC people always send out the highlights of his pressers. I'm not stating he's the nicest guy in the world, but at his press conferences, he puts on a show. He's got a little bit of a show. He'll be sarcastic. He'll have a couple of weird jokes. He'll he'll mock a reporter for a bad question, but it's all in good fun type thing. Like, he's not the dictator people like, people I think like, oh, Saban in Alabama, he probably just yells at everyone all the time. And like, he's not as like the big of his bully as he's made out to be. He's chilled out. He understands it's 2017. These kids will punch him in the face, fuck, right? So, he gets that he can't be the same as he was before. But I saw Belichick's press conference after the Patriots game the other day. He's just a jerk, fuck, He's a jerk for being the sake of being a jerk, Belichick. I get it. Sometimes Saban, someone will ask him a dumb question. Who's starting? What's an injury? And Saban's like, really? You think I'm giving you? Come on. Belichick's just like, it's not funny. It's just, you're just an asshole. And no players ever after say, oh, Belichick's a good guy. None of them really say that. They say, he's a great coach. He helps you win. Now, as I stated, I'm not saying Nick Saban's the greatest guy in the world, but, like Belichick, all you need to know about Bill Belichick is, like that blonde chick he's always with, that chick was married and was the secretary of the New York Giants till Belichick came along type thing. Like, the guy's just a jerk, fuck, He's just a jerk. It just is what it is. Like, you're not going to lay, at his funeral and stuff, there's not going to be a lot of people up there stating what a great guy he was. They're going to be like, God, this guy was a hell of a coach. I remember the Super Bowl, and like, it'll be stuff like that. They don't all speak highly of him. What are they going to say? Fuck. If you fucking say one thing about Belichick, Robert Kraft cuts you out of the family. All you need to know about them is Bill Belichick, Ted Johnson. Ted Johnson played for them. And Belichick lied to his face. And Belichick even told him after. Ted Johnson told me this story point blank. All right, hit by pitch, Dodgers first and second. Ted Johnson still told the story point blank. Belichick's a great guy. I know. Tom Marino knows everything about everything. You should run for president, Tom Marino. You should run for president, Tom Marino. There's nothing you don't know. Nick Saban fucking forced fucking players to practice with fucking concussions. Fuck. I've spoken to Patriot players. You want me to send you the fucking video? Yeah, I guess Ted Johnson's a nobody, though, right? Oh, he's only won 2-3 Super Bowls with these guys. Fucking Belichick made him play with a fucking concussion, ruined his fucking career, apologized to him personally, said, you know what, I fucked up. You know, I'm an asshole. I let my fucking assholeness get the best of me. I fucked up. And then after publicly fucking denied ever saying that. And oh yeah, Ted Johnson at the Super Bowl last year wasn't allowed at the Patriots fucking players party because he had the audacity to bring up the fact that he got a concussion playing for the Patriots. How dare he? All right. Twisted Tuesday. Big man on campus. I see he's smiling away over here. Big man on campus. Big man on campus. He's in a good mood, man. You got Ajayi. Philadelphia Eagles are favored to win the NFC, and I'm yelling at Tom Marino. That's a good night for you, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty funny, I thought. I got to enjoy some J-Lo pictures today, some new ones resurfaced. So, yeah, it's overall a pretty good day for me. Enjoying it.
I just saw you chuckling. I look up. He's like, oh, the Patriots players speak highly of him. Yeah. He's a great fucking guy. Right, him and Robert Kraft are great fucking guys.
I've never seen that guy smile. I mean, he's always got a puss on his face.
Yeah, like he's a great guy, this guy, fuck, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Looks like fucking love him.
Looks like a totally nice guy. I'd love to hang out with him.
Bill Belichick would like fucking, you know, he'd steal from his mother if it'd help him fucking win the game. Fuck. Like, not even if it help him win a game. If it was like, well, I got a good play out of it. She'll never talk to me again, but I got a good play design.
I don't disagree with you at all.
All right.
Where's Donnie Rightside? Is he asleep? Was he asleep?
Tom Marino's all right. I think Tom Marino's a smart guy, but there's just fucking nothing he doesn't fucking question, big man, you know? I'm just telling the story. He looks in. He's like, you know. Last night he was talking about the guy Vegas runner, like he's a big fraud. I'm like, I fucking lived in Vegas. I saw the guy betting $2,000 a fight all the time. He's not a big fraud.
I'm not going to comment on that person on the chat. I'll just stay out of that one.
Ooh, Dodgers.
Here we go.
Donnie Rightside.
Dodgers. Ooh,
fuck, man. My fucking feet is behind here, man. There we go. Fuck you, Verlander.
There we go. Give me a game 7, damn it. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Get a game 7.
There we go. Here we go. So sick of this. You guys fucking, oh my, Justin Verlander. Can't bet against Justin Verlander. You think it's fucking Cy fucking Young pitching tonight up here, guys.
Yeah.
Need one more base hit out here for the way these series have gone. That'd be nice. That's pretty good inning to keep it going.
Yeah,
top
you
of
know
the lineup
what?
coming up now. Yes, sir.
I tell you what, I tweeted this earlier. I said, I looked at to him a couple of times. Verlander was dealing. The adrenaline was way high. It's like a UFC fight. You know, a fighter sometimes comes out playing at a pace that he's not going to be able to keep up. And I did believe in that. And, you know, it was a tendency of the Dodgers, I think, guys, to, you know, they were swinging for the fences. They gave up a home run. They're like, oh, shit, this is getting real. We can't hit this guy. And it's human nature. I think it just sort of kicked in a bit that I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to tie this. And I tweeted out, check my Twitter. I said, Guys, stop swinging for the fences. Just make contact, get on base. It's exactly what's happening right now. And Dodgers have runners on second and third.
This is it
nobody
right
out.
Here. You have to take advantage of this right now. Right now.
I can't disagree. And God knows the Dodgers have left a shitload of runners on base, man, in this series. Wow, big moment here. Yeah, Dodgers, come on. You got second and third. You need to take the lead.
And you got the heart of the lineup coming up here.
Yeah, with the Astros backs and the way the Dodgers arms are pitching right now, the bullpen, even if 2-3-1, the 3-1 lead's not safe. It isn't. You know, it's better than 1-1, but, you know, you got to get this shit, bust this shit open right now.
How about Morrow coming in and pitching out of it? What a surprise that was.
God. You believe that, Donnie? Morrow's first fucking batter that he faces since Sunday night comes out with the bases loaded, man, with the crowd booing them taking Rich Hill out.
No, that was pretty impressive. I don't know why Rich Hill gets that quick hook. I mean, 50. What do you have? 56 pitches?
58 pitches.
Yeah, come on, man. It is kind of funny though. It is kind of funny how Rich Hill does bitch out in the dugout though when he gets a little bit upset that he's out of the game. I do enjoy that a little bit though.
Yeah, so I guess
they always do that to him. They always take him out early.
I guess he's a bad guy though, right? Just like Ajayi, bad guy.
Oh goodness!
What happened? Home run?
No,
get out of here! Yeah,
solid at bat.
Fuck. Close.
Oh, I'm telling you, right field, Kirk Gibson.
So close.
Oh, motherfucker.
That's all right, man. Great at bat. Great at bat to drive him in with 2 strikes. That's back-to-back 2-strike at bats that were really good for the Dodgers.
That's how you win World Series, Donnie.
Yeah,
small ball baseball.
And
station to station.
And it was deep enough to get the runner to third as well, so they could chip in another one here.
Yeah, got to get 2 here.
Sorry, I'm just eating a Starburst here.
Little candy action.
Halloween. You like the video I did? It's a Joker.
Yeah, I was wondering, are you going to wear that the whole show, or that would have been funny.
Only if you want to kill me.
No, I would never.
Stuff getting there. All right, guys. I forgot to do it in the opening. Give us a thumbs up, man. 4 thumbs down. We got 4 dickheads out there.
I think I know who one of them was.
Yeah, so give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the Sports Interaction social media accounts besides YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, Instagram, Google Plus, Twitter, and everything else in between. So I got to tell you, man, everything just keeps coming up Philadelphia, doesn't it, big man? As Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, Elliott's suspension is upheld. You know, this very favorable schedule you've got, and now the icing on the cake, you bring in, after all the rumors of the week, you end up bringing in Ajayi to add to an already potent offense. We'll start with you, big man. What's your take on the deal?
Well, I think it was it's a movie. I mean, you didn't give up anything, really. I mean, who really cares about a 4th-round pick? I mean, the kid's cheap. I mean, if it's really bad, you cut him loose. You know, the concern for me with this team is I would have liked to have seen them go out and get an offensive lineman. I don't think what they have is enough. Vita's a solid player, big kid, but is he going to be able to withstand some of these pass rushers coming up when you get into the playoffs? They don't have much depth as it is, and the depth they do have, they've already benched. They've benched Chase Warmack. Isaac Seumalo has no business in the NFL, so I would have liked to see them do something there. But yeah, I love it. I mean, you didn't have a go-to running back. It was just a mishigas of 3 or 4 different guys, no real role, and they put him with Blunt. It's a great medium. I liked Tevin Coleman. I was hoping they go out and get someone like him, but this is even better. Great move, cheap. You didn't give up much to get him.
You know what? Really, I think it's a great 1-2 punch. It's funny, Donnie, because Adam Gase, of course, he's going to rip him on the way out, and he's going to feed this bullshit to the media because Dolphin fans are pissed. And I had a Dolphin guy on today, and a smart guy, Gary and Thorne, who showed the most rage he's ever shown on my show in years. And he's a Dolphin fan, and he's always accepted the Dolphins are mediocre. And he even said, what the fuck are they doing? Getting a 4th-round pick for this guy, giving up. Dolphins are 4-3. It's the same with Carolina. You have these teams that are in the mix, sort of. I don't know what the hell's going on in the NFL. But so they sort of bash Ajayi and all the local media. Oh, Ajayi was mad. That's why I did about Rich Hill. They said Ajayi was mad earlier this year, even after they won, because he didn't get enough touches. And he was, he stormed out. He didn't storm out, but he was in a bad mood, etc. In the room after. Yeah, like 80% of every other fucking diva in the NFL. That's the modern athlete. And I'll tell you, what alpha male competitor doesn't want that, Donnie? Rich Hill just threw a little tantrum in the dugout, not because he's a bad guy or he's a bad teammate, because he's a competitive guy that was blowing off some steam and was pissed off. And that's sports. So it's funny the media is gonna, bash him. And I just thought it was funny. Adam Gay said, we can't have guys that are always just going for the fence, swinging for the fences and shit. And I'm thinking, well, that's exactly why Philadelphia brought him in. I would tell him, swing for the fences, because Ajayi's great at popping those 40 and 45 yards off, runs off a couple of times, once a game type of deal.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you take it back, I mean, we're familiar with this in Philadelphia alone. You had Chip Kelly come out and say, well, Shady runs for 1,500 yards and scores 15 touchdowns, but he's not a one-cut runner. Doesn't really fit my mold. So let's go out and get the quitter known as DeMarco Murray out here, and that worked out really well. It's almost the same thing because the NFL, it's about, value in what you're getting back. Are the Dolphins heading to the playoffs? Probably not. But why would you give up on Ajayi, your number one running back, who's under contract the next year for $700,000, ran for 1,300 yards the year before? Maybe he's struggling a little bit this year, but what does that fourth-round pick do for you? Or maybe it sets the modicum in the locker room that says, oh, man, he's really serious now. He was angry at our offense, and now, getting rid of Ajayi, that's going to make everything better. I don't see how it helped the Dolphins overall because you didn't get much back. You got a fourth-round pick. You'll probably draft some linebacker who will play special teams and get cut in 2.5 years or 2 years. I don't see how that helps out. But the Ajayi addition for the Philadelphia Eagles makes a lot of sense because that running back, you had LeGarrette Blount, hit or miss. I mean, more of a game closer than being in the game or catching passes. He can't run outside. You can see that. Wendell Smallwood, an okay running back. Yeah, Corey Clement, the youngster, who has shown some flashes, but he gets in the game versus the Washington Redskins to try to close the game out, takes the first handoff, drops the football on the ground. You needed that running back, Gabe, that on 2nd and 6 can get 15-yard gains. The Eagles did not have a playmaker at running back. Now they do. It's a nice upgrade.
It really is. Look at you look at this offense now. Well, LeGarrette Blount, Blunt's the numbers are the same. They both have like 457 yards and 453 yards or whatever on the year. But Blount is aging right now, and I think a fresh LeGarrette Blount, man, a physical guy. Remember a couple of years ago in the playoffs when he ran for like 240 yards against the Colts. It was the Deflategate game, the deflated ball game. And he just took that game over. If LeGarrette Blount is fresh late in the season, it's a big bonus. Like I said, I like it. I like this 1-2 punch that you guys have at the running back position. And I like this better than bringing in a Calvin Johnson, actually. You needed, I think you do needed something at the running back position more than the wide receiver spot. Dwayne Brown would have been nice. The line would have been nice. But you guys are positioned pretty nicely right now. All you got to do is just play it out right now, big man.
Yeah, exactly. And, I found it to be interesting that, Gabe, in the AFC or the NFC, they are third in rushing offense, the Eagles. I was amazed to know that. And they didn't bring LeGarrette Blount into here to be a number one back. So, he's kind of overachieved as it is. He was brought in here to be a third down back, a back in the inside the 5-yard line. And I don't want to hear this excuse from the Dolphins saying, oh, well, we didn't know about, his knee condition's really bad. Well, then why'd you draft him? Because this was a problem with him from the beginning. So don't feed that bullshit. At the end of the day, Adam Gase is Chip Kelly in the making. I'm telling you right now, he just doesn't like people and he just gets rid of them. How about this, Adam Gase?
It's never his fault.
Instead of having a fucking cokehead as your offensive line coach, they have Gabe one of the worst run or offensive lines in the league. I mean, their run blocking is terrible. How about give him some ability to run instead of the crap that they've put out there? It's not his fault. He'll go.
You know what they did? You know why they do this, big man? Why they did this is because Dolphin fans are pissed. So, this way you smear him. Oh, he was a bad guy in the room. He was pissed off. He wasn't getting touches. He didn't fit the offense. And then Gase comes out and, doesn't say it by name, says, but, we're not going to accept players that are ill-prepared. Yeah, like he was ill-prepared, fuck. As if he was ill-fucking-prepared. You know who was ill-prepared?
Jay
Cutler. the guy that you brought in, Adam Gase, and gave the keys to the fucking team to some fuckhead that doesn't give a shit, about anyone on the team, doesn't give a shit about your franchise. And you sabotage the year with this guy. It was either Cutler was going to suck or he was going to get hurt. And it was a little bit of both along the way. And, Adam Gase, like you said, you get these guys, they're these mini dictators. And, Donnie, we saw the same thing with Josh McDaniels. And you get these young coaches. And, what success has Adam Gase had to have the fucking ego? And you see, you can tell by the faces that these coaches make on the sideline, in which Adam Gase visibly makes faces after bad plays, in which he's basically signifying, it's not on me. It's these guys. Yet you're the fucking guy that brought him in. And is it Ajayi's fault, Donnie, that fucking Ndamukong Suh fucking strangles people and kicks people, and the fucking Dolphins defense are fucking a bunch of quitters? Is that Ajayi's fault? It was just a classic smear job, classless by Gase. But don't forget, this is the same fucking franchise that cut Buddy on fucking TV on Hard Knocks, right? This is what they do.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look back-to-back interesting coaching choices. You're right. That was funny, getting cut. Who is the bald-headed coach's name? It's he's already slipped my mind for the Dolphins.
Oh, Philbin, fuck.
Philbin, one of the worst. I mean, it's the same type of, Larry Coker Halloween costume guy who's you always reminded me.
You look like a guy that runs a mortuary, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just a terrible head coach, completely disconnected. But you're right. Adam Gase is out there, you could just picture on the sideline, if you read his mind, like, man, that play call was genius. And this idiot dropped the ball or didn't run the right route. It's the same thing. And again, you're an offensive-made guy. You have a decent running back, so you're going to trade him away, and then you're going to play it off saying, well, in practice, the backups were just as good as Ajayi. I don't buy that one bit. And what's the statement that you made? Like, what statement did you make to your team saying, I'm going to remove our starting running back? That'll show everybody we're really serious about winning some football games.
You're a 4-3 football team in the playoff mix right now. And as you stated, you know what they're doing here, guys? This is a case where Gase is trying to pull a Sean McDermott and what Buffalo's doing. They're like, well, look, they traded Marcel Darius, and they just kept going. They traded Sammy Watkins. The only difference is with that, McDermott was a new guy that came in and built this from day one. The first day that McDermott showed up at the Bills' fucking room, he walked in, and this is in the summer type thing. He'd never been in the room before. He walks in the room, and he sees a pool table and fucking pinball machines. And he called someone over, and he goes, yeah, get rid of that. The pinball machines. And he goes, what is this, a fucking game room? And they took everything out. And he systematically, one by one, Watkins, you're gone. Reggie Ragland, second-round draft pick out of Alabama, you think you're entitled? Tough shit. You're fourth on the depth chart. Now, you know what? Now we're trading you. Systematically, one by one. But he set that culture from day one. Now you got Adam Gase, and he doesn't have any credibility with the players at this point, especially after the Cutler thing. And now suddenly he's Johnny fucking tough guy. It's not going to work. It's just going to backfire. How are the rest of the fucking players thinking right now? They're like, dear God, like you said, yeah, Kenyon fucking Drake and Damian Williams are as good as Ajayi, as fucking if. But help me. Matt Moore as your quarterback. And now, Jarvis Landry's contract is up at the end of the year. And supposedly Adam Gase, they tried to get, Landry. They're bad-mouthing Landry now behind the scenes. So Landry's going to say, for who and for what? Fuck these guys. What am I going to bust my ass for? I guarantee you there's a bunch of Dolphin players that talked to each other on the phone tonight that said, what the fuck are we doing? Fuck.
And let's give Ndamukong Suh, a guy who can't win games for you at the end of it. I mean, he's a good defensive tackle, but you're paying him $114 million. Why? Why? I mean, he's not going to win you any games. Sorry. Give that to a receiver. Give that to a high-level player. I mean, they're just an idiotic organization. And you look at the fact of Gabe right now in the wild card, okay? I mean, they're 4-3. They're not 1-6.
They're one game out of a playoff spot right now.
I mean, what? The same thing goes for the Panthers, another mindless Nimrod organization.
Yeah, okay. So, what do you make of that with my Bills getting Kelvin Benjamin? I see some people mocking Benjamin. No, he's not even that good. He's overrated.
He's good.
And all this other stuff. Yet, let's not forget, who's the head coach of the Buffalo Bills? Sean McDermott, longtime defensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers. Who's the general manager of the Buffalo Bills? Brandon Beane, longtime assistant general manager of the Carolina Panthers. Beane was in the room when they drafted him, part of the team that drafted him. McDermott's known Benjamin since he's a kid. And we've seen Buffalo don't fuck around. If they didn't think that Benjamin could help them, big man, they wouldn't have brought him in.
I mean, he's 6'5", 245. He's got 18 career touchdowns in less than 3 years in the league because let's remember, he was out last year for a period of time. He's had a couple games this year. I think it's a great move. It's a move by a team that knows that they're in the hunt and knows that they can go to the playoffs and do something, and they got better. There's no way you can defend either of these trades. You didn't get anything back. You got a third and a seventh-round pick. I mean, what a team that's 5-3.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
any team without Greg Olsen. If you're Cam Newton right now, what are you saying, Donnie, to yourself? What the fuck? That's what you're saying.
Alex, see, it doesn't matter he's no slouch. I didn't say it wasn't. You don't give him $120 million and you have no fucking offense. You don't do that. Same thing here with the Panthers. They also don't have a run game either.
Is it just me, Donnie, or is it? That's
big man, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Static there,
audio issue. So what do you make of Benjamin to Buffalo, Donnie?
I like Benjamin to Buffalo. And again, Gabe, what are we looking at it for the Panthers at this point? You're 5-3. You're basically tied for the lead in your division right now. You already struggle on offense. You have a really good defense. You have a maniacal quarterback who at any time can just get offended or upset or angry or checked out at any moment. And you take away his best target at wide receiver. Now you leave him with Funchess. Your running game's not that good. I can't wait to see Cam Newton coming up in the next couple of games until Greg Olsen comes back because I don't understand it. And what did you get out of it? Third-round pick? Oh, how does that help you this year make a playoff run? They're going to – if you keep that team together and Greg Olsen comes back, Gabe, they're going to make the playoffs. Now you just take another weapon away to make it easier to defend. I don't understand it. It's one of those moves that just is, well, they're looking at their contract 2 years down the road. Football is now. Football is year to year. You don't just build a team and then say, maybe we can afford them, maybe we can't do it. Like, you don't know how you're going to be next year. Cam Newton might get hurt next year. Luke Kuechly might retire. Tommy Davis might retire. The future is now, and you're making a playoff run. You're going to get rid of your best wide receiving option. I don't understand it one bit.
I'll tell you what, Devin Funchess is barely a number 2 wide receiver in the NFL, let alone a number 1. Yeah. So now Funchess gets slotted into the 1 spot. I mean, if you're opposing DBs on there playing the Panthers right now, you're like, oh, perfect. Thanks for making our life, like even the Falcons this week. They're probably thinking, thanks for making our life a little bit easier. Now we know, right? And it's not like McCaffrey. Let's just say for argument's sake that McCaffrey is fucking killing it. Ooh, double play off, fuck off, safe. I'd like to see the replay of that.
Beat that out. Come on.
I'd like to see the replay of that. But yeah, it's not like they can say, big man, they're in the Panthers that, we don't need Benjamin. Funchess is a fucking stud, and McCaffrey's killing it every game. McCaffrey's not killing it every day, and Funchess is hit or miss, man. He's not a legitimate number 1 wide receiver.
Right. He's a good player. I mean, he's a solid player to Michigan. He's done a nice job. He's got 33 catches. But, I mean, then your other receiver is Curtis Samuel. I mean, Curtis Samuel has 7 catches. He's not ready to play in the NFL. And you're right, Gabe. McCaffrey hasn't done anything. They have Jonathan Stewart that's been there about 60 years. They have no tight end. Their quarterback's been up and down this year. Defensively, their secondary is a mess. I just don't really understand why you do this. It doesn't make any sense to me. Neither of these moves make sense to me from the team doing it. I don't get it. I get you want to rebuild if you're, the 49ers or something like that, or the Browns, but I don't know that I understand this whatsoever.
All right. So it seems to me, and the 2 teams that are favored, and he's safe. They're reviewing it, but he's safe. It seems to me, and I said this earlier, it looks like Seattle, Donnie, and Philadelphia are kind of on a collision course, even though we're only halfway through the season, and we're just so much football left. It's not even snow on the ground yet. So there's a lot of football left to be played, but you got to be, if you're Philadelphia, you got to be a little bit like, God damn, fucking Seattle got something that they actually needed. Seattle didn't get just a new toy. They got some groceries. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the meat and potatoes that they needed. You guys sort of got you guys got a luxury item in Ajayi. They got a necessity item, I think, in Dwayne Brown. And I think Dwayne Brown is just going to make everyone else on that line better because of the confidence factor. So, the guys right next to him, they're going to feel a little bit better. They'll have Luke Jokel coming back. I think Seattle's a dangerous team moving forward.
Yeah, Seattle at home, I would say, Gabe, is a really dangerous team, and that's what you're looking for. In the playoffs, Gabe, more than if you're a good team, you're better than somebody, it's where you're going to play them. Atlanta in the Dome, really tough to play. Atlanta in the cold weather, probably not so tough to play. Seattle at home with that huge advantage, very tough to play. Put Seattle on the East Coast in Philadelphia in the NFC East or NFC Championship game. The Eagles going to have the edge. Whoever is going to get that top seed is going to have a decided advantage on where that team's going to end up in the Super Bowl. You're going to look at, I believe it's December 3rd, the Eagles go to Seattle. I'm probably thinking the Eagles probably won't win that football game just because it's a road game on the West Coast, very tough. Will the Eagles be in it right to the last moment? Sure, the Eagles are a really good football team, but that's going to be a big game there. You hoping that Seattle slips up somewhere and the Eagles can take that top seed, because looking down the stretch, Ezekiel Elliott going. What's that?
They better kiss home field advantage goodbye if they lose that game, because the home field advantage is going through that game.
No, I don't know if it's going. Eagles still have the 1-game lead. Seattle's not going to run the table, Jeff, and go 14-2. I mean, they're going to lose somewhere. But setting up the Eagles' schedule, the Eagles' schedule sets up really nice. You have Dallas. You're going to get them at home to end the season. That's going to be with Ezekiel Elliott. Who even knows if Dallas is even going to be in at that point? You're going to have the Raiders on Christmas Day at home. Who knows if the Raiders will even be in it? You're going to play Dallas off a bye week without Ezekiel Elliott. Major advantage to the Eagles. You have a terrible Denver Broncos team coming in this week. You also still have the Bears at home, and you have a game with the Giants left. It doesn't set up any easier for the Philadelphia Eagles. If they blow home field advantage, it's only on them, because every single one of these games is winnable, and I think they win. The Rams game out there on the West Coast, they're going to say, and play back-to-back games. They have to go 1-1 in Seattle and with the Rams. If they do that, they should have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
I'm looking at Seattle's schedule here right now, and Seattle's schedule very manageable as well. They're hosting Washington this week. They're at Arizona the following Thursday night football. Monday night football, they're at Atlanta. But then, they host Atlanta on Monday night football. Then they're at San Francisco. They host your Philadelphia Eagles, at Jacksonville versus the LA Rams, at Dallas versus Arizona. So, getting Arizona, a weakened Arizona team with no David Johnson, backup quarterbacks. I know it's a division rivalry, but that's two games right there for them. They're going to be in the mix for home field. I mean, the way I look at it, but a team that we haven't brought up, guys, the Minnesota Vikings, big man. Do you just discount the Vikings, or do you take these guys seriously?
No, I don't.
Defense, you have to.
No. Case Keenum's not winning anything. And they have no weapons at this point. I mean, Stefon Diggs has been injured. Dalvin Cook's not coming back. And here's the problem. I mean, I love these people that, Teddy Bridgewater might be active soon. He's not going to come in and help them. Sorry. Sam Bradford, I mean, at this point, you got to ask yourself with him, I mean, how many knee injuries before it's too many knee injuries? I mean, this guy's had, 4 or 5 different knee injuries. I don't discount them. I thought they'd win the NFC North just because they have a great defense. But I don't know. I just don't know that I could take them seriously with Case Keenum at quarterback. But, yeah, I mean, they're there. I mean, you got to take – I think a team you got to take a look at here, and I don't discount them just yet, is the St. Louis Rams, or the LA Rams. I'm sorry. I really like them. I've liked them all year. Donnie, you and I went back and forth on them. You and I have you've came around on them, I think.
Yeah, good team now. Yeah.
I think this team's pretty good. But I think we have to mention also, Gabe, that the Seattle Seahawks defensively aren't the same team. I mean, they gave up a lot of points the other day to Houston Texans. And, it's tough to go in there and play, sure. But, yeah, I mean, they're the team that I worry about if you're asking me.
I think Minnesota can't be discounted, Donnie. They're dangerous defense. Yes, Case Keenum this, Case Keenum that, but similar situation. Minnesota is quietly racking up wins. They could end up getting home field advantage as well. Who's in that division? The Bears, you got the Bears. The Lions are kind of iffy and flaky, 8-8 type of team, whatever. Packers aren't scaring anybody. Vikings could really rack up quite a few wins quietly before this is all said and done, Donnie.
They got a tough schedule.
What a great season, though, overall in the NFL. I mean, look at the NFC. Like, if you want to say the Eagles are the front runners right now, if some, wizardry comes in and Zeke Elliott comes back, Dallas would be in that conversation. If Green Bay somehow can get Aaron Rodgers back and sneaks in as a wild card and Aaron Rodgers is healthy, that's an amazing, front. Then we're leaving out the New Orleans Saints there down in the Dome, sitting at 5-2, good football team. And then, of course, you have Seattle and the Rams. I mean, a lot of things up in the air in the NFC. The Eagles are in that jockey position, but we've seen it before. I mean, mean, injuries happen. Who knows if, God forbid, a Carson Wentz goes down or Seattle, who Russell Wilson is under fire every single play out there. He goes down with a shoulder injury. We have a ton of football. You're right. Just trying to map it out and see the Eagles right now in the driver's seat, but there's about 4 to 5 teams nipping right at their heels that's saying, hey, if you mess up or unforeseen losses here, they're going to be able to step right in. I agree.
Yeah, and I tell you, big man, the NFL playoffs will be fresh this year. If the playoffs started today, the Buffalo Bills are in the playoffs. The Tennessee Titans are in the playoffs. The Jacksonville Jags are in the playoffs. So in other words, the Steelers and the Patriots will be playing in the AFC Conference Championship game. But you got the Vikings, the Rams, the Jags, the Titans, the Bills. There is a lot of fresh blood, potentially, the Eagles in this. And, we could talk about all these teams. So Seattle's defense, they're giving up stuff. And Philadelphia's secondary is suspect. If you can throw the football.
They haven't been set.
They are, big man. They are. Philadelphia's not a perfect team. They are. They give up 270 yards a fucking game in the air, dude. They are suspect in the air.
Well, you can say that, but they've been bend, but don't break.
You could also argue that when Darby and Jones come back,
right,
they'll be a top 5 secondary in the NFL once they come back, though.
But that's the thing.
They're on the way.
Yeah, but every team, you guys have imperfections. It's not like you're a perfect fucking football team. You guys think
no.
Middle
linebacker is going to be a problem. Middle linebacker will be a problem. Vaitai is going to be a problem on the edge. The same with everything else. Seattle gets Brown. That's great. But the other 4 guys are trash on that line as well. I'm not so sure how much that Brown move for Seattle actually makes it because Russell Wilson is a street ball football player. That's when he's at his best. I would love it if their blocking actually improved, Gabe. If you keep Russell Wilson in the pocket, he loses 75% of his effectiveness out there. When he breaks contained in the pocket, he is unbelievable out there doing that. Keep him in the pocket. That's exactly. I would love to mush rush him the entire game and say, keep your 5'10" ass in that pocket. You won't do anything. So we'll see what happens.
Dodgers get out of the inning. They survive. One thing I will state, and I'm not a big yard guy, and I hate when you often hear people, they won the stat battle. They won the yard battle. Like it means something. And I will say this about the Eagles. They've been ahead in every fucking game pretty much, right? So it's always deceptive when teams with winning records have a lot of passing yards against them. It was the same thing with the Atlanta Falcons last year. People like, their defense and their secondary this. It's like, well, they're winning by 21 every week. So, yeah, they're going to give up some passing yards. It's going to happen. And I will give Philadelphia some slack for that. But at the same point in time, it has been an issue. The numbers are the numbers. They're the 26th ranked fucking pass defense in the NFL. It just is what it is.
Yeah, you have to give a take on both of them. I agree with you on that, Gabe, because they're the number one rush defense, so you have to give something up.
Well, you gamble. Jim Schwartz is a gambler, right? It's all or nothing with him, and it's more often than not all. He does a great job. I think the defense is great. The Eagles are a difficult team to play against, but I think it's naive, big man, to say, no, you can't throw on the Philadelphia Eagles. You can throw on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Again, Gabe, you're putting words into my mouth. I didn't say that. I said they're a lot better than we're giving them credit for. I don't think they have a lot of problems. I think they're the best team in the NFC, and I don't think it's that close right now. They are the best team in the NFC. They're the number 1 team in the NFL. And right now, we're going to ride that wave. And like Donnie said, they're getting Mr. Darby back soon as well, and that's only going to add to this. I agree with you. You can throw on them. Jalen Mills gambles a little bit too much. He's a little undersized. I hear you. But right now, their run defense is that good. You got to do something against them. And late in games, that's when a lot of the yards are piling up. I don't think they're the most elite secondary in the world. No, but they've been a bend but don't break pass defense.
I like Church calling you such a homer.
I'm not a homer. I'm rooting for my team. I don't understand why I'm a homer. I just said I hated that they didn't get an offensive lineman.
Donnie, is he a homer?
I like the bust Chris Balls as being a homer, yeah.
So do I.
Drew Zilla's had an issue with me since I started on here, so that doesn't surprise me. I'm not a homer. I just said I don't like their offensive line on the right side or on the left side.
Yeah. He's just joking. Juice says just joking. There's no argument, Alex. There's no argument. No one's arguing.
No offense, but when you're joking on chats, how do you joke on a chat?
Jeff, you need to be able to read the sarcasm out there. Come on.
What sarcasm? We're on a fucking chat. How am I supposed to read chat sarcasm?
Yeah. All right. So I like this. What was I going to say? Drew said, settle down, big man. Everyone needs to settle down. But yeah, no, it's way too early. That's the thing. And I can't disagree. Right now, the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. 2 weeks ago, whatever, the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. Yeah. My point is, big man, it doesn't really matter. And yes, the Eagles have a better record than the New England Patriots do right now. Or they have a better record than, the Pittsburgh Steelers do right now. But we don't know. Are they really the best team in the NFL? We'll find out in 2 months. That's the beauty of this.
Well, you just don't give them any respect. So that's not anything.
I bet on them last week.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no secret that you don't respect them. We've had this.
That's not true. I'm saying I think that they are the team to beat in the NFC. They're the best team in the NFC. I'm going to give you that. I can't dispute that. But I think it's ridiculous for anybody right now to be talking about who the best team is or who's going to win anything.
But Gabe, right now,
we haven't even. It's not even fucking November yet. Like
we're in the business, Gabe, but we're in the business right now of punditry. We're basically giving our opinion.
Okay, so we're also in the business of handicapping.
Right.
So there's no way in motherfucking hell I would bet on the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-1 to win the Super Bowl right now. Would you?
Super Bowl is tough because you're going to either have Brady or Pittsburgh come out of there, and that's going to be a tough matchup for anybody.
So by definition, then they're being overvalued because they are being overvalued. It shouldn't only be 5-1 for a team that's never won a fucking Super Bowl before. And but
they're not overvalued because they have a clear path to the NFC.
They have a second-year quarterback that's never played a playoff game before. They have a coach that's never coached in a playoff game before. There's no track record of anything. It might happen. They have as good of a chance as anybody else. But we don't know. You don't know how they're going to perform in the playoffs. We don't know.
Right. And we're just talking right now. That's why I said I think right now they're the best team in the NFL, and they're 6-2 against the spread, so they've been real good ATS as well. Listen, I mean, it's like your comment earlier. I liked your comment earlier. You said about the rankings of college football. I don't think. Do you think Georgia's the best team in college football right now? No, but right now this week they are.
Yeah, because of the schedule they played. You're right. Yeah.
Right. I
know.
We don't all think I think Alabama would crush them on a neutral field. But this week we got to give them their due, their respect, and they should be number one. In a couple weeks, like Donnie said, Carson Wentz might break his leg. I don't know. I hope he doesn't. But Gabe, we've been for many years living in substandard sports conditions. I mean, our basketball team's been terrible. I had to watch Villanova win the fucking national title a couple years ago, which was hard. The Phillies, I mean, Donnie has had to deal with years of shittiness from them. Mm-hmm. Flyers, I mean, I don't really follow, and
we don't even make the playoffs anymore. Flyers, yeah,
right. So it's like we have something to root for now, and we're gonna root hard for it.
You're getting positive about it. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
The Bills.
What's that?
Let's talk Bills football. We're going to talk any Bills football tonight?
Bills, yeah. But I'm a realist with the Bills. I'm not. I'm not saying the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Like for me, I think it's a debate whether the Bills make the playoffs. That's an interesting debate. Are the Bills a playoff caliber football team? I guess we'll find out. I mean. There's a massive difference between being 5-3 and 6-2. Okay, they need to win this game. The Bills haven't made the playoffs in 17 years. There's no room for error. They were 4-2 last year with Rex Ryan. People seem to forget. There is a difference now. I like the Calvin Benjamin addition. I don't know if he's going to play Thursday, to be honest with you. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. I mean, he fucking should. He's not a quarterback. I mean, he's throw him out there in a couple of plays. But as far as the Bills are concerned, I'll tell you, big man, the Buffalo Bills schedule gets a lot tougher. It really does, now. And the Bills have played 4 games at home already. So I'm not sitting here. I'm not planning any parades yet. I'm really not. I'm hoping the Bills can win this game on Thursday and then go 4-4 down the stretch, finish 10-6, and 10-6 will be good enough to get in. And boom. There's Jock Peterson again. Fucking right. This kid's having a fucking tournament. Having a yeah.
Geez, look like a lazy fly ball out there. It just goes all the way out.
Nice. Everyone's gonna go juice balls. Juice balls. Not juice balls, they're slippery balls. That's what everyone's saying. Slippery. No, I know. But listen, guys, every time we talk fucking about the Eagles, we don't have to fight about it.
No,
these guys, I know, but these guys in the chat, too, they like to start a Gabe Morency. He hates the Eagles, doesn't give him props. Look, I did a podcast for You Wager this week today, and I stated off the top, I'll send it to you, big man. I said off the top of this thing, the Eagles are definitely the team to beat in the NFC.
I'm just breaking your balls, man.
But, you know, I do believe that the Seattle Seahawks are like, yes, if we're going by record right now, the Eagles are ranked number 1. But I think the Seahawks are a very dangerous football team that can't be discounted. And I think they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, the Eagles can beat them, but the Seahawks are a dangerous team. And as Donnie mentioned, you know, the Saints are lurking right now. And I'm not even ready to write off the Atlanta Falcons yet, Donnie.
Yeah. The Falcons, I mean, we talk about the Super Bowl hangover and all that. I don't know what's really going through them. That was a nice win versus the Jets. Just, they beat the Jets. That's a tough environment for a dome team, more of a finesse passing offense, you know, fast running backs in that rainy environment. That was a nice win by that. I'm not ready to write them off yet. They got a tough game with Carolina this week, which got a little bit easier with Kelvin Benjamin going sent up to Buffalo. But you're right. I mean, a lot of this stuff can turn. To me, again, Gabe, it just comes down to where do you play these football teams? If the Eagles are going to go down to the Dome, can they win in there? Yes, but I would have to give that advantage to Atlanta. If Green Bay never lost Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, go through Lambeau, that's a really tough spot. Same thing with going into Seattle. Wherever these teams are going to end up playing at the end of the season, that's going to determine it there. Because if you look over in, you know, the AFC, it's not a huge leap, Gabe, to say that if Pittsburgh doesn't get home field and plays at New England as the top seed, I think they can give them a damn good game or go in there, you know, keep it closer, beat them. The same thing with Kansas City. If Kansas City makes the playoffs and goes into New England again, are they going to be afraid that they can't?
I think that's a team. I think that's a team that we're discounting as well too easily. The Kansas City Chiefs. You know, listen. If the Philadelphia Eagles lost 2 games in a row, they're not going to lose to Denver this week. But if the Eagles lose 2 in a row, the bandwagon fucking empties, and that's what happens. We saw it with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, at 5-0, people were putting the Chiefs into the championship. Alex Smith was going to win the MVP. And here we are now. Suddenly, no one talks about the Chiefs suddenly again, right? Everyone's got a fucking short memory in today's day and age, big man. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. And look, the Eagles are going to lose at some point. We have to face that music. And could it be this week? Maybe. But, Gabe, I wanted to mention with the Bills, I don't know. You know, could Jordan Matthews play on the outside? I think so, probably. I think he's more or less a slot guy. But I love what they did in the draft last year. I think getting Kelvin Benjamin, a big receiver. I like Tyrod Taylor. I'm a little bit more of a fan than I feel like most people. I don't know what your thoughts there. I like Nick O'Leary out of Florida State over the middle. And I think defensively, Tre'Davious White, he was one of my favorite corners in the draft. Look, as I look back on the draft, does Derek Barnett played well? Yeah, I would have liked to have seen the Eagles go different ways, particularly in the second round. Donnie loves Sidney Jones. I think it's
even Trey White would have looked good in the Eagles.
Oh my God!
And he's good enough that it wouldn't have been a reach. The Bills got to steal at 27. You know?
I love Tre'Davious White at LSU, and I hated Sidney Jones. I hated that pick. I don't not like the player. I hated the pick because you've really set yourself back. You had to go out and trade a player away to fix your mistake that you made. Who knows if he'll be the same player when he comes back? I really like their defense. You know, it's just the fucking New England Patriots. I mean, they're kind of always in the way, but I definitely want to see them do well because Sean.
I think you match up. If hypothetically. If it was the Eagles and the Patriots, you know, we see it. You got to get a pass rush on these guys, and you got to be able to throw the football. 2 things that the Philadelphia Eagles can do.
Yeah, I like McDermott too. He's a good guy. He had a lot of good years in Philly, and I like the Bills. They're a team that, you know, if you can beat the Patriots, I'll definitely like you. So hey, go beat the fucking Patriots.
Yeah, let's try to beat the Jets. At a game I'll be going to. The game I'll be going to. All right, guys. So I don't want to keep you all night. I just want you guys to step in and give your take on this. So Donnie, World Series right now, 3-1. You'll be up again tomorrow. We'll be on Sunday. So yeah, I'm going. Great timing in New York after fucking 8 people got run over today. I'm going to New York in the morning.
You'll be the ultimate peacemaker there tomorrow, Gabe.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, Donnie. Before we go, why don't you ask Gabe about our conversation the other day? See what he thinks.
What was the convo?
The little fight we got in the other day.
Oh, about the game being on late? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose the argument to Gabe. Gabe doesn't. I don't think Gabe has slept in 15 years, so I'm going to lose that
definitely
right
agree
off the bat.
What was the argument?
Gabe, I'm an old. I'm 40 years old, but sometimes I treat myself like I'm 65. And the game on Sunday night, the Major League Baseball game, started at 8:00, and I had a problem with that because not when it started, but the way it ended, 1:37 or 1:40 Eastern time. I said, why didn't they just put that game at 4:00? They would have a 25 rating out there, and it would have been massive for everybody. I didn't understand the 8:00 start time on a Sunday.
Big man, this is going to surprise you.
I'm sure you agree with him.
I couldn't agree with him more. I did a rant about this on the radio.
Did you see that? Yes, Gabe. They're my man.
There's no argument, Gabe. There is none.
What do you mean? In what sense?
They didn't know the game would go 5.5 hours. How were they supposed to know that? It would have been over by 11:30, just like every other Sunday night football game is. I mean,
not on a Sunday though. On a Sunday, you can't put it during
football.
And dominate. Kids will watch every. And my whole point, Gabe, on this was at 7:30. Let's just say that at 7:30, when that game is in the 7th or 8th inning, everybody and their mom on social media, people are calling their dad, Mom, are you watching this game? It would have been a national story. Instead, you wake up on Monday like, oh, look at that. Look at that.
I get it. Look, you have afternoon playoff all the time, and there used to be afternoon World Series games as well. I get it. You're not going to do an afternoon in a weekday because it's television. And television likes it the later, right? You remember Chris Peterson, a Washington coach, was bitching about that. We always fucking play these 10:30 games on Saturday night. It's terrible. And ESPN put a graphic up during the Washington game. They were talking about it. Their ratings are like 54% higher the later it is, essentially. So I sort of get it. I'm with Donnie on this, though. Sometimes you can't always look at the fucking dollar, man. You can't always fucking measure everything by a rating point and everything by a dollar. You're building the sport. It's tradition. And I'm with Donnie on this in that, Donnie, you have NFL football on Fox and shit, but you make a big deal out of it. Normally, guys would go to a second NFL game right now, but it's the World Series. You start the game at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Hey, it's the World Series. You set it up. And yes, you're biting the bullet. The networks love that fucking prime time shit. But you're on when people are conditioned to watching sports and watching football. And I agree. I think you'd get more people would have watched the World Series if it was on at 4 o'clock than if it was on later at that night at that time.
And it was such an epic game, too. Yeah, it was.
All right, big man.
Yeah, it was one of the highest rated games ever. So I don't think
I'd like to see what were the ratings like late, though. I like to track that. I didn't look. I got to look that up.
I see. Gabe, I said the ratings were really well because many people did the same thing I did. At 11:30, I put on the baseball game and watched it and fell asleep. So I'm still counting.
Who goes to sleep at 10:30 at night? Who goes to sleep?
People do that have work on Monday morning.
But you don't, Donnie.
That's the whole point. Understand. Like if I'm not staying up for it, that's when you got a problem.
If you go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night, you got to.
I'm up right now at 11. I'm not talking about 10 o'clock. It was the damn game within the 8th inning. It was like midnight. That's when I went to sleep.
Donnie, there were 25 runs for God's sakes. Jesus,
what's that got to do with the time? Nothing.
It wouldn't have been that long, Donnie. It was 25 runs in a game.
Well, what's tonight so far? What do we have? 4 runs, and it's already going on over 3 hours? What's your point?
They contact baseball. I don't know what you want me to do to make it quicker, but you're not good. It's just like the NCAA tournament. No one watches that in the first.
Yeah, but it's not. The whole point is started early on a Monday through Friday. The networks have to put it at 8 o'clock because people at work, they're not going to watch. You still need that West Coast audience on the weekend, especially a Sunday. The NFL plays at 1 o'clock. Why don't they just stack 9 games up at 8:30 at night then? If they're under that theory.
Yeah, well, they're not going to ever change it, Donnie. So looks like I'm going to win this argument with when it starts, pal.
I'm going to take your sympathy with the big man with the who the fuck goes to bed at 10 o'clock at night.
Really?
I couldn't help but think, looking in the chat right now, I don't see Ian Cameron around.
Oh, true. Good point.
Like, we got a big day tomorrow, Gabe.
Would it fucking shock you, big man, if Ian Cameron was, maybe in bed watching a baseball, but already like puckered up and fucking, with the covers up and everything.
No, and that's why Pee Wee Herman, I think of him because I remember in the movie, I feel like he went to I remember him laying in the bed with like a little straw in his milk. And he's like, just laying there watching a TV with a little snack. Ian's got a big day tomorrow. He's got a lot of videos of that. He's going to be on for an hour or two in a row. So he's got a big day. I remember when IFBC came around. Didn't he have to go to bed early to get his sleep schedule?
That was the best. Yeah, if you're watching, Cam, we're not, we're just busting your paws on this. But yeah, it's the best, Donnie. The IFBC. I was doing my sport trade show, so I was on, big shows before I was on SBR. And Babano's in the chat. And it's like fucking, it's like 10:01 type shit. He's like, all right, guys, got to tap out, and I think it was even earlier. It was like a Saturday. It was like 8 o'clock. And he goes, I've been going to bed earlier to get all week to get my body adjusted for the trip to Costa Rica.
I remember that comment. That was a good one.
And I said, for the love of God, it's in Central Time Zone. It's a 1 hour time difference.
That's it.
All right, before I go, Gabe, Lonzo Ball, nice first quarter, 5 points, 3 boards, and an assist. So nice start for the Lake Show. They're up 9.
Who you on in this game?
I'm not on anyone. Just rooting for my boy Lonzo Ball.
All right. Yeah, in game right now, Lakers -3.5. -2.5 right now. Detroit just scored -2.5. Total 201.5. 201.5. We'll keep our eye on this total, but obviously we're in World Series mode. But great stuff, guys. So I see Zach is in the chat. It looks like Big Man will be stepping up and in on Thursday when I'm at the football game. I don't know if we can do a phone call, if I'll be able to call in. We'll figure something out, guys. But I'll be on tomorrow and everything like that. So we'll be able to figure stuff out. But thanks for stepping up and in tonight, guys.
We're actually going to bring the late night on campus back, Donnie. We're going to be doing Baffle the Big Man. That's coming back. All sorts of great segments. Join us tomorrow on the Roundtable, 12:30 Eastern. All of us guys will be on there talking football. It's college basketball starting next week. What a time to be alive. Thanks, Gabe, for having us on. We always appreciate it.
Hey, good stuff, Big Man.
See ya, buddy.
See you later, Donnie.
Peace.
That's what Donnie Wright said. And Big Man on campus. And Big Man on campus. Although, you know what? I feel Babano's pain. I feel Babano's pain on this. As I've got to be at the airport at like 5 a.m. 5:15 or something like that. Which is pretty fucking brutal, to be honest with you. So yeah, tonight we won't be tonight won't be one of the nights where I go till 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, I'll tell you. I'm already pressed for time. I never have enough time, but I don't plan for trips, Like I'll plan for this trip when this show ends. I'll end at midnight or so. Basically then I'll say, all right, I got to leave in a few hours. So, and then I'll take care of whatever's next. Yeah, of all motherfucking times I got to leave. I know. I think my flight's at 6:40. Except you got to get there early and stuff. It's a pain in the ass. Although the airport's close to me. It's the downtown airport, so. So, yeah, like at best, I'm going to sleep like 4 hours this evening. It's going to be a real, like I said, I got to wake up at 5. I got some stuff to do overnight. And it's not like when I get there, I go to sleep or anything. Like I get there and then boom, I'm on the air at noon and I'm on the air again at 2. And then I have this show tomorrow night, but then Thursday's fucking nuts. Like it's no vacation, man. They got me fucking booked. Like I'm doing a million shows there. Fuck. Like literally Thursday morning, I'm on at 9 a.m. I'm on at 11 a.m. I have my own show at noon. I have my own show at 2. I'm on that Manzo fucking show at fucking 4 or 5 or something. Like I'm literally just going to be, I'm going to New York. I'm basically going to be sitting in a TV studio for fucking 48 hours. And of course now with the fucking, with the attack earlier today, it's going to be harder to smoke a spliff on the street. Fuck. There's going to be fucking cops everywhere tomorrow morning there. It's like, fuck me, man. It's already a bad area to blaze into. Fuck. Yeah, I think tomorrow night. Yeah, you know where else the World Series is live on Kool-Aid Man? On free TV. Fuck. Yeah, they're pushing so much. They're like, yeah, can you think you could do it a Thursday night at 7 o'clock? I'm like, I was like, no, I can't do Thursday at 7. Like, the game's at 8. Fuck. I'm not going to be in Manhattan at 7. All right? Yeah, come on. Yeah, just my luck too, Jazz. Like, of all fucking days I got to go, they're going to be everywhere in the morning. They're going to be all over the place. Yeah, Bruce, Chad, that's all I thought of when I saw that. I'm like, it's great. Fuck. New York already has the most cops on every fucking corner as it is. Like I said, last time I was in New York, I went outside to smoke one, and because I was in this hotel and I didn't want to blaze in a room, so I was like, I'll just go outside. Fuck. I sort of went outside and I walked the block, and I was like, fuck, I can't, I'm not here. Like, I'm standing there, and they have all these, like, there's just cops everywhere. Like, every second person on the street in Manhattan's a cop. Like, they're on bicycles. They're on fucking these little weird fucking things, whatever, man. In some cities, they're sort of like little snow fucking things, but they're little cop mobiles. They got fucking pop-up cop shops on the fucking corners. They're everywhere. Like, they're really everywhere. And the thing is, normally, you go on the street, you sort of, you just sort of, go down a side street and light one up, except they're going to be worried that everyone on a side street is suspicious. Like, no, not the segways. Like the snow plows. Like in cities, on the snow plow, it's like the glass fucking, sort of like the tractors. I guess they are segways. Yeah, I guess they are segways with plastic. Fuck, you're right. Oh, yeah, the eyes in the sky, Bruce Judd. Imagine me. I'm going to be walking around looking like fucking around. Like, stepping out of some side street. They're going to like, who the fuck's this guy? Exactly. Fucking hate that shit. I don't really care, Shano, normally, to be honest with you. I don't really care, to be honest with you, in most places, but you're right. Listen, I'm doing a bunch of TV shows and shit. I don't need any incidences there. I've had a lot of incidences in my life. I don't want any incidences. Whatever. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and not blaze like fucking Snoop Dogg all day. Kind of sucks, but you know what? And tomorrow night, I was going to go out a bit. I'm like, yeah, you're not in New York all the time. I was go out a bit. I was going to go out and do the show. But to be honest with you, I'm on the clock. Fuck. I got to work Thursday morning at 9 a.m. I'm staying in Jersey. So that means I got to wake up fucking early. Like, this is no fucking party. Like, when I'm adding all this up, actually, I'm like, yeah, I'm going through a lot of shit here for a Bills game. Like, I really am going through a lot of shit for a Bills game here. Like, I'm working a lot more. Like, this is ridiculous. Like I said, I saw my itinerary. They got me doing 6 shows. Like, I'm thinking people are going to get sick of me on the network coming on every show every hour. Like, all right, we get it. I'm in New York. Fuck. I have to do every show. But the fact that the Bills are 5-2, I've always wanted to go to a Bills game in New York. I've never been to one, so. Yeah, that's the thing, I got to go and, I got to be the company guy. It's the beginning of, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I got to go be the company guy, and exactly. So tomorrow night, Instead of doing it from a bar or something, I'm not doing that. Tomorrow night, I'll be at the hotel. I assume my hotel will have decent Wi-Fi. So I'll be at the hotel tomorrow night. Thursday. Listen, Thursday, I gave Zach Jones the option. We asked you guys last night what you thought was best. Me doing the show after the game would have been okay, but the problem is MetLife Stadium's in the middle of fucking nowhere. Number two, I'm not going to have a laptop with me like in a stadium. They're not going to let me in with it. They're going to think it's a bomb, fuck. And, it's going to be a problem. Not to mention my flight is early Friday morning. So then I suggested I could do a pregame. But, Donnie's on. There's already guys on. Maybe I'll join Donnie for a few minutes or something before I go down to the stadium. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, no, exactly, Drew. I couldn't even have a fucking no, Travis, fuck you. Not fuck my flight. Get the hell out of here. So, yeah, it's going to be quite the day tomorrow. Looking forward to this football game. Buffalo Bills are -3, 3.5. It's bouncing around depending on the book. I wear a blazer sometimes. But no, I don't wear a tie. You're right about that. No ties. Getting a little bit fired up for the should you bench Benjamin in fantasy? Yeah, the thing is, Carlos, I don't know if Benjamin's playing on Thursday. We don't know. I guess tomorrow there'll be reports about all these guys that got traded and when they're going to play, but you don't know yet. I don't know anything official, but I Jimmy Garoppolo is a quarterback. You're not learning to play, so I don't think Garoppolo would play this week. Maybe next week or the week after. Kelvin Benjamin's a wide receiver. I think you can drop him on the field for a couple of plays, but you can't just. I would be surprised if Benjamin played, to be honest. Now that I think about it, it's 2 days. It's too much. Like him just moving there and shit. You know what I mean? I think they'll probably tell him, listen, don't worry about it. Like, it's not like we gave up anything either, right? So I tell him, don't worry about it, and we'll get you into the lineup the following week. Hey, Joe Petty, how stupid are you? Fuck. Are you too poor to buy a TV, Joe Petty? What kind of stupid fucking idiot thinks that there's fucking sports streams on YouTube, Joe Petty? Besides, evidently, you. Holy fuck. The game's off. This is, let's just put it this way, fuck. The guy in New York ran the wrong 8 people over today. We'll take a quick break.
Even though you've kept him at bay, you just don't ever like the matchup with Turner at the plate. there for the Dodgers. Take a little bit of the edge off. Turner trying to provide it. Robertson at second. No! He chipped his swing and it got to a walk. Talk about this being the third oldest stadium in Major League Baseball. Fenway, Wrigley, then Dodger Stadium. 56th year the Dodgers have called this stadium home. They've been to 9 World Series since they moved into Dodger Stadium, and it has never hosted a Game 7. Nugget there. 65, Sandy pitched, but it was in Bloomington. Runner at second, 2 out. 2-1 pitch. Just inside, 3-1. Sandy Koufax, by the way, won that Game 7 over our buddy Jim Cox in Minnesota. There's such pitching royalty with the Dodgers in their franchise history. Great Don Drysdale, Sandy Koufax. Great teams of the 60s. So, Hersheimer here tonight before the game. Shortstop Correa was out of position as Gregerson brought it home. It's low for ball 4. Yeah, they have picked, and I think that's going to be it. We'll go get Liriano, and that'll extend the delay for Jansen sitting on the bench. If nothing else. And Liriano will make his Houston World Series debut. Gregerson allows a hit and a walk in this 8th inning. 2-on-2 out. Bellinger coming up. Liriano coming in.
I'm an upset big man here, but Donnie Rightside's right. It's fucking ridiculous. Look, right now, it's 11:28 right now. I don't know what time parents put their kids to bed, but I assume it's before 11:28. Yeah, I wouldn't, for what it's worth, as you stated, Ty Rich. The biggest bet I saw today, I saw MGM said they took a $500,000 bet on the Dodgers tonight. Yeah, so let's say the kids stay up a little bit to 10. I remember when I was a kid, when the Dodgers were in the World Series, I remember my father telling me to go to bed because it was same shit, it was late, and I remember listening on the radio, going to bed and shit. Yeah, exactly. Kids getting up early. So essentially, no kids are watching the World Series. That's number one. So you're not building fans for the future. It's fucking ridiculous. What time do they start the Super Bowl out on a Sunday? 6:25. Why don't they start the Super Bowl at 8:30? And you know what's crazy too? Major League Baseball, Manfred's a good commissioner, but you know, whatever. The TV networks call the shots. It is what it is. And Fox fucking called the shots on this. And Fox told them, all right, you know, we're starting at 8:20 now. Baseball was supposed to start at 8:09. And they started at 8:09, the first game. And then right after that, they were like, all right, from now on. And the thing is, they're official with that shit. So they had it locked in, 8:09, 8:09. Every game was going to start at 8:09. Then they said, no. After game one, right away, they went into panic mode because they realized, you know what, this is fucking going to do really well, so let's milk it. And this extra 10 minutes will push us into the next hour type of thing, and we'll be able to hit another hour, the Nielsen ratings. So they push it back, except it's not even 8:20. I don't know. I didn't check to see what time the first pitch exactly was at. Maybe it was at 8:19, 8:20. I doubt it. I mean, LA, they have 1 million people on the field. They got flags and cops are singing and fuck, man. It never fucking ends. Yeah, so here we are right now. We're in the 8th inning. It's 11:30 right now. It's too late. Like, what championships do this at this time of the night? Nobody. I agree with Stephen Al's here. What's up, Stephen? 7 o'clock's a good time. Start the games at 7. They end in between 10 and 11 type of deal. And a kid can at least, see the first 6 innings or whatever before he passes out. Like I said, these kids are not seeing anything. They're seeing, one win. They see the pregame show. Good for you. Yeah, but look at when, it's tough shit for the West Coast. That's the thing. Tough fucking shit. Like, you're in the World Series. Deal with it. Like, we're so accepting of everything. Well, they have to do it because of this. No, they don't have to do it. They're doing it because they're greedy. And everyone accepts that. Every decision that is made in society, every decision is made due to greed and profitability. And fine. You want to live like that. Live like that. I don't have a problem. I'm a capitalist, but you also have to grow your business for the future instead of fucking thinking about today all the time. And then baseball wonders, fuck. How come how come no kids buy our video game and kids don't like baseball? How come no kids are playing baseball? I don't know. Fuck, your games are on at 1 a.m, you fucking idiots. It's baseball. It's supposed to be for kids. Out of all the sports, this is supposed to be the most kid-friendly sport. Yeah, grown men buy the video game. Exactly, sports capper. So, okay. Jazz, how can 4 o'clock be too early on a Sunday? Is that too early for you to watch football? Is 6:25, is 3:25 Eastern too early? West Pacific too early to start the Super Bowl on a Sunday? Yeah, football's on a decline. Football as a whole is on a decline. The two sports that are trending up the most, the hottest sports now are basketball and soccer. Basketball and soccer, due to the international nature of both of them. You know what I mean? Like, look, every Friday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights we're on here, we talk. There's fucking basketball leagues all around the world with games going on. There's not baseball leagues all around the world with games going on. There's no football leagues going on besides the CFL. You know what I mean? Like, it's not in disrespect to, I'm not ragging on the sports, of football as a whole, but the fact is, it's not as popular worldwide as basketball is. It just isn't. And it's catching up. NBA is caught up pretty much. It's catching up. you know, one thing is obviously the NBA's revenues are pretty much the same as the NFL. Like they've really closed this gap. But the only difference is the NBA's got to fucking do it for longer. They're working harder for their money than the NFL, you know? The NBA's got to provide a product for fucking 7 months to the networks. The NFL's providing, 17 weeks essentially. Yeah, there's just, and it's also the kid thing like you guys are talking about. It's just, it's cheap. Like, look, there's a park near me, man. And I live like in a downtown area, right? And I live in a little yuppie corridor, but all I got to do is walk 5 minutes and I'm in the hood again. Not the hood, but yeah, there's crackheads and shit, but it's more just sort of middle to lower class type shit. So, it's not like the hood, but there's a park and there's always kids playing every day in this park. And I see them every fucking day, man. They're playing soccer and they're playing basketball. The basketball court's full, fucking 6-year-old Asian kids, black kids, white kids, fucking teenagers, grown men, you name it, fuck. The basketball courts are always full. There's always fucking kids booting soccer balls around and shit. There's kids skateboarding. There's a skateboard park. There's kids skateboarding all the time. Yeah, there's guys playing softball. It's all old fat white guys. You know what I mean? Like, the whole, just the I've said it a million times. Like, I see these kids on the street all the time. I live near a school too. I see fucking Golden State Warriors shit, Raptors shit, Oklahoma City Thunder, Westbrook jerseys. I don't see a lot of Tom Brady jerseys. I see some Sidney Crosby jerseys. Yeah, Austin's right. Like the NFL's they're not thinking of the future. Like they're really not. And it's funny because look at the NFL. The NFL fights gambling on sports, and the NBA wants you to be able to bet on sports in the arena. Speaking of which, the Supreme Court decision should be in pretty soon for the gambling on sports in New Jersey. This is going to be awesome tomorrow night. If we get there, we're not there yet. Oh, and you know what, though? Like, I'm not going to say it yet, but the Astros are screwed. The Astros are screwed. If the Dodgers win, I don't want to talk yet because we're not there yet. But yeah, we'll see what the line is, Big Will. If it's 3, I'm interested. But basically, I was going to say you're the Astros. You just had Verlander on the hill tonight. You got McCullers going tomorrow. You had your best guy. He pitched awesome, and you lost. And now it's advantage Dodgers. Game 7. We've got the momentum back. We've got the momentum back. Who's pitching tomorrow, James Stacy? It's Lance McCullers versus Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish gets the start. Darvish was off in the first start. Darvish was off in his first start. Darvish had a problem with the baseball. He had a problem with the baseball, and he wasn't the only one. All these pitchers have been bitching about the baseball in the World Series. And, if there's a misconception, they're not bitching about it being juiced. Dallas Keuchel was bitching about it being juiced, but the pitchers aren't bitching about it being juiced. They're bitching about it being slippery. They made a special batch of balls. If you listened last night with Dave Morency, we talked about it. They made a special batch of balls for the World Series. You know, it's the World Series. So the World Series stamp and everything. So they made World Series baseballs. And the pitchers are stating, Major League Baseball says the balls are the same, and the factory says they're the same, but the pitchers are saying that the balls are slipperier, that you can't grip them as much as a normal baseball. There's something just a little bit, the texture's a little off. And only the pitchers are noticing, I guess. And any pitcher that throws a cutter or a slider is having problems. Kenley Jansen, like Dave Morency brought up, Kenley Jansen didn't give up a home run on a fucking slider all year. He did the other night. Yu Darvish really goes with the slider a lot and his cutter. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And it got in his fucking head. Dallas Keuchel's bitching about it. Justin Verlander bitched about it. Said Verlander has a bunch of other pitches that he's, you know. So there's something to it. There's something to this. Because it's not just one guy that had a bad start saying, oh, the fucking ball, man. No. You know, you've got 5 guys that have pitched in this fucking series that all say the same thing. The ball is slippery. Like, they all say the same thing. And it's just a fact. They can't, when they fucking throw the cutter, they can't zing it. They can't grip it. So it's slipping out of their hand. Just, you know, anyone that plays sports or does anything in life, you know what I mean? It's like your shoe, it's just a little bit off. There's a pebble in your shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like they can tell the natural finger when they hold the ball, they know this isn't right. Fuck, there's something off here. I don't like this. You know, and they ask for a new ball. They get a new ball. It's the same fucking ball. You know, but we always get this in sports. Hey, Kyle Johnson, good to see you, Kyle. You know this. Every fucking World Cup, man, what do we hear? I don't like the ball. All the time, fuck. You always hear every World Cup. You'll hear, I guarantee you in an upcoming World Cup, you're going to hear about players bitching about the ball. Oh, Adidas made this new ball. It's too light. It fucking doesn't, you know, it moves weird. They all say, everyone says the same shit. Yeah, you know, Kyle, in soccer, they say the same shit all the time. They say the same shit in soccer. Every major tournament in soccer, the players hate the new ball. It's a fucking soccer ball, fuck. You know, and Adidas is like, there's nothing different about the ball, fuck. And every time, they're like, the only thing that's different is the color. Like Adidas even says, like placebos. They're like, here, try this one and try this one. Tell us what's different. The Adidas gets really pissed about this, right? They're like, there's nothing wrong with the ball. And all the players. I remember in the last one, I saw some player, he showed it. He was like, look, and he had one ball and he kicked it and he did a bunch of kicks in a row. And he goes, I know my kicks. I can do this all day. And he's like, ding, ding. And then he kicked the other ball and it did fucking sort of go like this. It did. He was like, hey, I'm just, you know, he's like, see. I like it. Where are all these people? Where are all these people that said about Verlander? They're all going to disappear. Game 7, here we come. Looks like I'm going to be in New York City watching the World Series tomorrow night. How do I not go out to a fucking sports bar? Oh, I'm not blaming Verlander. Verlander pitched well. But it just amazed me that so many people discounted the Dodgers. I'm not questioning people that bet on Verlander. I'm just stating, so many people wrote the Dodgers off. Oh, they have no chance. I heard that all day from people. You're taking the Dodgers? All day, everyone, what I should do. You're taking it's Mary Hart. She's a hardcore fan. Yeah, you're taking the Dodgers? I can't believe Verlander. Yeah, I get it, fuck. LA Dodgers, like I told people the other night, I was on the air Sunday night, I said, no panic, man. We're going home. We got to win 2 games. Fuck. Boo-hoo. Fuck. Dodgers fucking won 48 of 52 games this year in a row. Like, you don't think they can win 2 games in a row at home? I wasn't panicked at all. Did you ever see me panic? In fact, I told people yesterday on TV, take the Dodgers at plus 225 to win the series. You get the Dodgers coming into tonight at plus 225. The Dodgers ain't going to be fucking underdogs tomorrow. I guarantee you. Yeah, Vito, Verlander deserved better. Where are you at, James Stacy? Where are you tuning in from? You in England? Higher scoring game tomorrow, Eric? I don't know. It's tough. But yeah, I don't think it's a pitcher's duel per se. Darvish is good to give up a home run or 2. He always does. And I think the Dodgers are going to get to McCullers. So I don't know. I'm thinking, 4-1, 5-2. England, baby. What up, James Stacy? Hey, what up, Jed Ann? Thanks, Brian Jensen. I agree with Steven. I'm not a fan of the 2-3-2 format either. I think it does give the road team a big advantage. Fuck. You win a game on the road, it pins the home team. But I tell you, the only good thing about the 2-3-2 format is you get the game 6 and 7 at home. And now suddenly it's major advantage LA. Because this is what I said. If you were the Dodgers the other night and the series is slipping away, you're facing elimination, it would have sucked for the Dodgers if they played the next day in Houston again. And they had to go back to the park 6 hours later type shit in the morning. And, oh, fuck, here we go again. And this is going bad. It would have been a nightmare for them. But the fact that they had that day off and they know they had 2 games at home, like I said, Dave Roberts would tell them that, guys, we're good. We got to win 2 games at home. Fuck. It's not the end of the world here. Now we got to win 1 game at home. And one thing about the Dodgers is they're a pretty loose team as well. They're pretty loose. I'd like to look at the 2-3-2 format. I'd like to look at the 2-3-2 format and see who's won or lost more in these settings. I know, most coaches, they like to open on the road because it's great. You go on the road, you play 2 games, you win 1 of them, and you basically go home fucking with 3 in a row. I remember the first time they did the 2-3-2 in the NBA, I believe it was with the Pistons and the Lakers. And everyone thought, the Lakers are going to beat the Pistons easily, and that's what happened. The Pistons took 1 of the 2 in LA, and boom, it went back to Detroit, and it was just bing. It was like, no big deal. Lakers are down 2-1. Bing. Whoa, it's 3-1 already. And it settles in. It's like, holy fuck, it's 3-1 already. It's like, yeah, it's 3-1 already. And then boom, remember they lost 4-1. The Lakers lost in 5. It never went back to LA. Yeah, it's like the travel. I used to live in Naked City. What's up, John? Yeah, it's to cover travel costs and television. Expensive for television to be flying the crews back and forth, not so much the teams. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to be sending the trucks and, you know, all that shit all over the place every 2 days. So yeah, it's just cheaper. You know, hotels and blah blah blah. One thing though, they used to do 2-3-2 format. I guess like baseball was always 2-3-2 format, you know, until I think they changed it in like 19 fucking like recently. Or it seems like baseball's changed its rules a few times. But like, you know, we were talking last week about baseball when in a couple of years when their CBA's up and stuff, they're going to redo the league. I remember we were saying they're thinking about scrapping the divisions and they're going to go just American League, National League, 1 through 16 in both leagues. And people are like, oh, what about the tradition? And I don't believe that Major League Baseball even started divisions until like 1950 or something like that, or 53 or something. Like you'd be surprised. Like baseball didn't have divisions before. Like a lot of shit that you think is tradition really wasn't. That's one thing. It's sort of like the Chargers going to LA. Chargers don't belong in LA. Well, if you want to get technical about it, they actually started in LA. So I guess they're going home. Were they only there for a year? Yeah. Or 2? Yeah. But yeah, I'm still going to do this. We're not going to get rich off the band, Vito. Fireman Ed. No, Fireman Ed doesn't go to the Jets games anymore. I was thinking about that. I got a picture with Fireman Ed, but no, he doesn't go to the games anymore, Eric. Grinch, who does Notre Dame lose to? Wake Forest, Miami, Navy, or Stanford? Navy or Stanford? Yeah, in another lifetime, Vito. Navy or Stanford, but I'm not so sure they lose to any of them. Navy, just because they're difficult. That option's difficult to play against, obviously. And Stanford, Stanford is the blue collar, fundamental, tough team, right? I think Navy. And it's funny. I was talking to a Notre Dame fan today, and he even told me the same thing. He's like, "Yeah, that Navy game worries me, just because they're awkward, Navy." Now, well, we're playing speed metal, Ace Farmer, so. But I will tell you one thing. Yeah, we got a label interested in shit, so we'll see what happens. I'm not doing it for fame. You don't play heavy metal for fame. Trust me, not the metal we play. Yeah, we're just doing it to kick ass. I haven't played much in the last fucking 2 weeks. It bothers me. I appreciate that, Alex Z. We'll see you tomorrow. World Series Game 7. That shakes things up. I can't just watch Game 7 alone in the hotel, but we'll figure something out. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with some closing thoughts. What are we at in this basketball game here? Lakers are up 71-59. Looks like the pace is picking up a little bit. In-game total is 207.5. LA Dodgers Send this to somebody said you guys saw a minus 125 Dodgers tomorrow. Man, it's been a great series. How, you figured it would go down to 7 games. Before the series started, I said the Dodgers in 6 or 7. I thought the Dodgers would win in 6. Here we are in 7. Doesn't surprise me. We got a minus 130. This is from one book. It's not up everywhere right now, but we're seeing minus 131 LA Dodgers. Over under 7.5. Houston Astros plus 121. Nothing beats game 7 in any sport, man. Those 2 words, nothing tops it. Yes, I'll be on tomorrow, Jeezy. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with some closing thoughts. Yeah, I like that over 207 trade day. Seems to be picking up here the pace in this game. Well, last year was game 7 in the World Series, too. Totals up to 210 and 208's dropping, bouncing around here a bit. Got to think the Pistons. I don't know. Pistons been on the road for a little while here, though, so it could be catching up to them. So saying it's the first time that there's back-to-back World Series go 7 games since 2001. Man, you got a lot of talent, man, on this panel. They're not the best panel. They're not the best analysts, but damn. That's a pretty good team you've got up there. Alex Rodriguez, David Ortiz, Big Papi, Keith Hernandez, and Frank Thomas. That's a lot of money up there, too. Like, seriously, between them, it's like over $1 billion. Frank Thomas, real nice guy, lives in Vegas. Big gambler, man. Guy hangs around casinos all the time. This McCullers out there throwing right now. Hey, loosening up.
Other mattress retailers average around 30 cents of bedding on their showroom floor. We have an average of 80 mattress sets to choose from. We have 30 sets for under $1,000. We know every customer has a unique story and unique needs. That's why we offer so many choices in our showrooms. Come in today and find your comfort at the guaranteed lowest price. Ta-da! What? Yes! Yes! Arby's, we have the meat. Here's what happens when you use the right key. You can begin to build a better financial you. Easy first steps you can take, like saving more, saving smarter, knowing how to borrow wisely. Use KeyBank's financial wellness tool to get your...
And you know how sometimes you're in bed and you can't get out of it until you hear that one song and, okay, play your Get Out of Bed playlist. Yeah, it can do that too. It's Google Home Mini, part of the Google Home family.
I mean, we're watching Reggie Jackson on this 2-on-1. You got to make this play. We've had a lot of 2 or 3 plays where he hasn't passed the basketball. And then on the other hand, GA watching Caldwell won't give it up to Brandon Ingram. And you can see the Pistons just not excited about getting back playing defense. And that's what you talked about, what Kevin Gill talked about, what we watch. It works both ends. I mean, we're teammates. Even though you make that play and I don't make the shot, I will hustle back for you because you made the right basketball play.
And I said this earlier, more than any other player, the point guard, your teammates have to feel you're playing for them. And that stretch, you can get the sense, shoulders start to slide, guys now start maybe taking shots. What happens is once you start the domino effect, now other guys, because they're not expecting you to make plays for them, they start self-willing a little bit and not helping as much defensively. And that's when you get yourself into a little bit of trouble. You can see now it's Smith in the game. Let's see the ball movement and the activity level changes for the Pistons. Definitely looking to shoot that 3 ball that so long as you couldn't get it to fall. And having said all, it's only 13-point game. There's a few plays, and as you can see, Dolphins one of those guys who takes a ill-advised shot, but he wants in because he hasn't got any take. He hasn't touched it in a while. He hit it right on the head. He's been fortunate to get the ball there, but that's exactly what you don't want to have happen in this game. This ball is hopping around for the Lakers. This is beautiful. And that sequence is unbelievable for the Lakers. Just to see guys unselfishly and then it ends up with Lonzo Ball with a fantastic pass to draw a foul. Yeah, and you love that. We talked about as a point guard playing for your teammates. And that's what this Lakers team. This Lakers team is so much better than what we saw a season ago in terms of the ball movement, the space, the energy with which they play, and also the activity level on the defensive side of the ball. And having said that, that's been also a lot of what we've seen from the Pistons after that difficult start. They had really started to play some really good team basketball. Prior to this game, that's one of their better road trips out west in quite some time.
77-64 for the LA Lakers. All right, guys. So, yeah, we'll be with you. We'll be with you tomorrow night, live from New York, live from New Jersey. You know, I'm glad the Dodgers won, but suddenly Game 7 throws a whole new interesting loop into this. Like I said, I don't really want to sit in a hotel room alone watching this game tomorrow night. I could with you guys. We'll see. But I can't go out and get blasted, fuck, either. Famous last words. You know I am. That's what I said when I went to Vegas last time. I was like, man, I got to do a TV hit at fucking 6 in the morning Vegas time, and I'm on the Scotty Farrell show tonight, so I won't get fucking, you know. Then I got the Scotty Farrell show, and I had one drink, and I got one of, like, the tourist drinks, the big football slush drink. I was like, man, this is like a chick fucking tourist drink. It won't do anything to me. I don't drink much anymore, right? So I had one of them, and I was kind of buzzed a bit, and there's a lot of booze in these drinks. They're like $20. They're big, fuck. And then I had another one, and then I had another one. I drank 3 of the slush footballs. And then I noticed I was swearing more. And then I swear, I met these fans, these guys, Morency and in Vegas. I can't believe I'm meeting you. I'm taking pictures with him and shit at the D. And I was like, guys, I can't hang out at a party with you, but I got to go. And yeah. Next thing I know, fuck, I'm waking up at fucking, 6 in the morning room. Wake up call. I'm like, I'm fucking wasted still. I wake up. I'm like, holy fuck, what happened? And I see the guys on Twitter. They're like, man, you're the best. You kept saying you had to go, but you kept ordering more drinks. I was like, yeah, fuck. Yeah, the football slush. All right, good. We got to 150 right now. Need a nice little flurry here at the end, though. Could really use like a Detroit 3 and a Laker. Like another 6 points would be nice. All right, here's the Pistons taking it to the rack. Good. All right, they get the basket. It's funny, you think that these totals are decided at the end of the game, but they're really not. You're in this fucking time now where you need that. You need the wheels to keep getting you there. Lonzo Ball has made a nice pass since I've tuned in here. There's a nice pass by Ball again. Ball is definitely a good passer. He's got great vision, and he's looking comfortable here. His shot's still really bad. He doesn't play defense, but he is a good passer. You can't take that away from the kid. 84-70. They've got it up to 154. 156. We're getting a nice little push here. It's a 208.5 right now. I think the Pistons are worth a look at plus 9.5, guys. Let's see what happens at going into the fourth here. It's last play. Oh my goodness. Wow. The Detroit Pistons just like ratcheted up the defense. Like the Pistons just went East Coast style. Like they're like, we're getting back in this. Let's go. And they're fucking, dude, they were all over them. There's 0.2 seconds left on the shot clock. And the Pistons, it looks like the Lakers are sort of falling apart a bit. Fucking Brandon Ingram heaves an awkward 3 line drive. Fucking rattles in. Nice for the total. Nice little pop there. Got a, what did we say? We wanted 6 points. We got 9 points in the last minute there. 3 2-point shots and one 3. 9 points. Nice way to end the quarter. 87-72 right now. That was big for the Lakers too. Big difference between 15 and 12. Now at 15, Lakers going a 5-0 run. I used to have Royale Ivy on my show all the time. Former NBA player. He's a coach now on Oklahoma City. Or he was. And I think he probably still is. So, yeah, Royale Ivy admitted it. Nice to see a coach in the NBA admitted that. He was a player at the time. But I asked him, I said, why do you guys quit all the time in the NBA? And he said, basically, there's a time in the game where, you're thinking about the season and, road trip is long and et cetera. He's going on. And he basically just came out and said, he goes, once, he goes, you're not coming back. He's like, there's a certain point where you're not winning. He goes, you're not coming back. I said, so what's that point? He goes, 18 points. He goes, that's the code, 18 points. He goes, once you're down 18, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's when like the bench, it's like, all right, everyone on the bench kind of looks at each other. Yeah, we're done. And it's true. Like you don't see a lot of comebacks in the NBA, guys. Like in college, you'll see it all the time. College basketball, every fucking night, some team will blow a 14-point lead with 4 minutes left. NBA, it's fucking rare, man. And one of the reasons why it's rare is because the other team quits. And it's funny, I got in, like I said, I used to have Royale on. He used to like talk to me openly, like off the air and shit. Like we were buddies. And he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah. He goes, yeah, it's tap out city, man. Fucking 18. So he's going on about 18. And I was on a talk show with Sam Mitchell, former NBA head coach. Longtime NBA and analyst, coach. He's a lifer NBA guy. The coach of the T-Wolves and the Raptors. And I was bitching about the NBA on the show. And then we went to a commercial break. And then after the show, like I'm sitting next to the guy. And I said, you guys always quit in the NBA. It bothers me. I said, once you guys are down, I said, once you're down by fucking 15, 18, you tap out. He's like, no, we don't. He goes, you're stereotyping. It's generalization. This is off the air. He goes, no, man. He goes, we don't quit. I'm like, you guys are the biggest quitters in sports. I said, other leagues don't quit. I said, if you're in hockey, if you don't quit, they'd get booed and shit. Like, you can't. I said football teams, and I was telling him, like, what is it with basketball? So we're going back and forth about it. And he finally admits to me, fuck. He goes, the only reason you're upset because you bet on this stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And I go, well, I said, you're setting a bad example. You should play hard for the entire game. And that's when he was honest, too. He goes, listen. He goes, you ain't coming back when you're down by 18 or 20. And he goes, the NBA season's fucking long. And you're not going to, he goes, what are you going to do? Try to come back every night and fall short for what? And then you run your players into the ground. He goes, once you're out, you're out. And I said, so you do quit. And he's like, you fucking, he's like, I was like, I told you, you're admitting it. He's like, no, we don't quit. He goes, we're thinking of the big picture. I said, yeah, you're thinking of the big picture, but you're quitting. $87-74. I'm telling you, the Pistons aren't quitting here. The Pistons have a little bit of a spark. I figured the Pistons would be a little tired from this road trip, but listen, the NBA has been good so far because we're only into week 3. There's a pattern with the NBA, all right? You'll notice, like they're all fired up still right now. It's early in the season. Guys are trying to make a name for themselves, and like I said, they're not burnt out yet. Yeah, we're fucking early into the season here. No one's burnt out yet. They're 6 and 7 games in. Usually around mid-November, usually around mid-November, it'll slow down for a few weeks. I'm good at reading the NBA. I started off great tonight, 2-0, but I was wrong on the Bucks and the total there. But you'll know, like the NBA, I'm telling you guys, there's certain patterns in the NBA, and the players ratchet it up before the All-Star game. Watch before All-Star voting. Fuck. That's when you get good basketball because they all want to make the All-Star game, and they all fucking play harder. They all play harder suddenly. Christmas is sort of the unofficial. But I've noticed the NBA has gotten better and better over the years. Like years ago, the NBA was shit at this time of the year. The NBA was, hey, it's opening night, and then by night 3, guys don't give a fuck. But the NBA is a very competitive league now, so they do a good job of keeping it going. But we're diehard NBA fans, right? So we're soaking it up now, and I think the quality of ball has been very good this year in the NBA so far. But not the quality, I'll say the competitiveness. I know there's been some blowouts, but like I said, teams aren't, there's NBA can be hard to watch at times, man. When these, try watching a regular season NBA game fucking in late February. It's fucking ugly, man. It's ugly. That is if the fucking teams are playing their players. The Pistons keep hanging around this number I keep talking about. They're getting 9.5 right now. They've outscored the Lakers 7-3 in the fourth quarter. Lakers are a young team who play well, but young teams who play well have a hard time late in basketball games. We saw that against the Raptors the other night. Thing is, the Pistons aren't the Raptors. But I think it's asking a lot of the Lakers to win by 9.5 in this spot. The Pistons were 4-point favorites. You're getting them plus 9.5. They're down 11, so we just need to win the rest of the game by a fucking basket. I think we can. I just took the Detroit Pistons plus 9.5, and I've got the over 208.5. All right, I got to get out of here, guys. I got a fucking plane to catch in about 4 hours. So no rest for the wicked. Better to be busy than dead. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll have the final Thursday plans locked down, but I don't know where I'm doing the show from tomorrow night. I know I'll be on the radio on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network from Studio 34 across the street from Madison Square Garden. You can come down and check it out live. It's an open studio to the public in the Marriott Hotel Renaissance. I'll be live on TV tomorrow at 2. I'll have a couple of hours, and I'll be in New York. I'll figure out how I'm going to watch the game, and I might end up, I don't know. I'll send you a message, Drew, on DM here. I don't know, man. Maybe I watch the game in New York. Maybe I end up in fucking Weehawken, where my hotel is. Who fucking knows? But we'll see you guys tomorrow night. May the winners be yours. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for the support. If you can, give us a thumbs up. And remember, go over to sportsbookreview.com. You can get a sportsbook at 100% sign-up bonus from any one of those books, man. And just click the link on sportsbookreview.com so they get credit for it, and they can keep on giving you these great free videos. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.